Do you believe in all this stuff?
No!
To the break of dawn, yo!
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
You can't handle the truth!
Dude, I'm surrounded by assholes.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
Another!
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
How do you like them, man?
Where's your brain?
I'm a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
Oh, if you like prison food and
Everybody,
penis.
welcome to another episode of Screenshots. I am Mark. This is Johnny Cruz, and we've got Amanda Kenberg.
Why'd you wait with the podcast?
It's a podcast. Why'd you
There's
wait?
a video record. What are you talking about?
If you guys don't know how this show works, we review and talk about a movie that probably just came out, or maybe, whatever comes our way, whatever we want to talk about. But the catch is, we have a list of 5 words each, and when one of us says the words, which, by the way, are related to the movie we're talking about, when one of us says those words, we have to take a shot of whatever we got on the table. Today we got...
Some of us do.
Shut up. Today we got vodka. And so it's a fun little game we play. If you want to play along with us, go ahead and look in the description because we got all the danger words down there. But this is Screenshots. Let's get it going. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It.
All the time.
All the time. What was your first impression?
Go to Amanda because I'm blanking out all my words so she can't see it.
How you gonna remember?
Don't. I gotta know him later though. Okay, so you
I
got
know him.
Okay.
I'm writing them
What was your first impression?
Like before watching it or just after in general?
Like when you right now you just watched it. What's your first impression?
It was alright.
Was there just alright?
Yeah.
What-
I'm not a fan of a third sequel of anything.
Really?
What's the second sequel?
Huh?
It's the second sequel. It's the third movie, but the second sequel.
She's right. He's right.
What? I don't know.
No, 'cause
I don't know what you're talking
he's
about.
saying that the second one would be the first sequel, and the third one would
Oh.
be the second sequel.
Well, yeah.
I-
I'm just not a fan of like 3 of anything. I think it's stupid.
No, I didn't watch the first 2.
There's 3 of us right now.
I didn't watch the first 2.
Yeah, so you're the stupid one.
So and we're going spoiler free for the first couple minutes. I didn't watch the first 2.
I did.
Yeah, well, and so did John. Johnny like binge
I
watched
did it
them for
in
the.
preparation for this.
Yeah, and I couldn't. I would have, but I really couldn't. And me going in, not having watched the first 2, I thought it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, and I think the opening scene was really good. It caught my attention, and the reason why I like things like this so much, or not, I wouldn't say so much, but the reason why I like these things is because some people be like, "Oh, come on, man," but like it's kind of rooted in some kind of like reality, And I mean, like, is it really based on a true story?
Yeah. So these people were real.
That's crazy. What are you looking at me like?
Ed
you got
and
something to
Lorraine,
say?
Lauren, they were born in the 20s. So
Based
they
on
were
a true story.
Why? What were you gonna say?
because
The letter.
No, because I was gonna say, because the second Conjuring was based off the Amityville case, which they did.
Oh, really?
In real life, investigate. Yeah.
Well, the beginning of it was.
Right,
but
right.
Then the
Not
rest
the
of
whole
it,
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was like inspiration behind it. I actually because I did some like research on it because I forgot a lot of it, but they were like Ed was like the main dude. Like he was a like self-taught demonologist and author and lecturer and stuff. So, he wasn't a priest, but he's a demonologist, and then Lorraine was just clairvoyant naturally, and so that's like her part in it.
Okay.
She was like a medium type thing.
Is that what clairvoyance means?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
And but yeah, so they actually did investigate the Amityville haunting with the DeFeos.
Was that the first movie or the second movie?
Second.
What's the first movie?
The first
The
movie
first one's
is.
like the base of Annabelle.
No, well,
Wasn't it?
No. It opens with an Annabelle story,
Yeah.
but the main thing
The
in
main
that
story, yeah.
was I forget it was like Klutz. Their last name was the Klutz
Klutz, yeah,
family or
because
something.
They
What a shitty last name.
What a klutz.
Shut up. That's not even a good joke.
Klutz was actually I don't know if it's the same though because they were the people who moved into the DeFeos from the Amityville.
Because the Annabelle movie was its own movie, right? That was its own
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah, it was
they
his
made
own
it a
thing.
spin-off. Well, they had a trilogy of Annabelle movies now.
Did they
Yeah.
really?
Annabelle was a spin-off of the Conjuring
Yeah.
movies, but we had 3 Annabelle movies before we had 3 Conjuring.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. Wow.
Mhm.
But
I just think it's funny that the real life actor of Ed, what's his name again?
Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, he took a picture with the real Annabelle and he's like, I fucking hate this.
does the real Annabelle look like it does in the movie?
No, it looks like a Raggedy Ann doll, like in
Oh.
real life.
What's the? I don't want to go too far into the first movie, but what's the story about the Annabelle thing?
That the girl was gifted a doll and the doll had like some negative energy in it. Like
Like these.
it was a haunting. More
And
or less.
these people, the real people, not the characters, the actors, they would actually go around and like basically like figure out like cases of
Yep.
like devil worship and stuff.
Kind of like
Who
like
paid-
A little bit of
an
everything.
X-Files type thing.
Did
but
they get
with
paid for it? Like
ghosts
how
and-
they get?
I would assume.
That's crazy.
Because don't forget, this was, like I said, the Amityville was like the major case, but then the case in the third movie, what's the kid's name? Arnie? It was a real case. They showed it
Yeah.
at the end.
I would. It's not something I'd actually love to like be a part of. To like be a part of. Like if someone's like trying to hunt down a devil or like a demon, I'd like to sit there and like
Yeah.
watch it all happen. You know, and like even try to help. That's kind of cool.
And it's funny because I always like laugh at people that are like, oh, well, there's so many, because they claim to do like 10,000 cases like in their whole.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
But they're like, nobody ever talks about this. It's like, no fucking shit. Nobody want to like tell anybody that that's happening.
Is there like a book about them? I'd love to read
Them
it.
specifically, I don't know.
That'd be cool. That'd be awesome.
Probably.
John, do you believe that? Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Do I believe what?
Do you believe in all this stuff?
No.
No.
Well, not based off a movie.
Well, not based
Because
on
there's
a
some
movie.
stuff that I'm watching. It says based on a true story, and
Yeah.
there's like scenes where like kids are folded up on tables.
Yeah,
and
that's
there's wind
that's a
in the
bit
house.
that's a bit much.
And it's like based on a true story.
Well,
or
the
like,
whole thing is because like Lorraine, she was alive 2 years ago. Like she just passed away in
2019.
2019.
Oh, really?
So her husband passed away in 2006 from heart complications. But so she said like it has nothing to do with half the movie. She's like half the movie is not at all what
Even
happened.
just for even if to just be like on any kind of document saying that like this happened,
Yeah.
that's enough for me to be like, oh my god.
But yeah, she was just like, there's a lot of fabrication, and she's like, I understand.
Wait, it's a movie. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I understand, because to be honest, she's like, a lot of it's very boring half the time.
Yeah.
You know, you rarely get like huge
I
occurrences.
feel like that's why I'd want to read a book about it. What were you gonna say though, Johnny? Finish what you're gonna say.
I don't know. What was I saying?
I don't know. I asked you.
Wait, what did you say? Documentation?
Yeah, if like there's any kind of like police reports or if there's anything that's or any religious like documents, I although people will be like, come on man, religious documents, I'm gonna respect that a lot more than like some random person saying, yo, this happened to me, because at least in religion there is a hierarchy and like rules they have to follow, and most of the time in religion they're like, no, that's not demonic possession, they have schizophrenia. Like it's very rare that
Yeah.
religious individuals or priest or whatever actually ever have to do anything or want
Right,
to
right.
or know how to. But so what was your first impression of after binge watching the entire series?
Well, I like the first one a lot.
I
And-
think the first two, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing about the second one is even though I liked the nun and the crooked man, well, what do you call it? I thought the movie again, it was just like this kind of just the same movie that wasn't as scary most of the time. But I think the nun was the scary.
Damn, wait. There we go. You heard that ding? That means somebody said a word. You said
Right.
scary. There you go. Take that shot.
So, but I thought the nun was the scariest part. But I think the first Conjuring really good, second Conjuring good, and I was really excited for this one because after watching the two, because this wasn't going to be restricted to a haunted house. They were actually going to go out and do more stuff. It was more of a freer story.
Okay.
And I'm disappointed in how little they did with that.
See, because I didn't watch the first two, I didn't even have that in mind. I didn't realize that they were constricted by that. I liked this movie. I liked it a lot. Because
Half a shot because I'm not a fucking monster.
okay, not a monster. Are you sure? Yes. So, I think that's good. Let's give it a rating before we move into the spoiler review.
Wait, can I?
You sound like you're in the back room.
Can I just say?
Wait, bring the mic to your face.
Can I just say? I would have liked it if this movie. Maybe you couldn't do this because it would stray too far from the feel of the first two.
Yeah.
But I would have liked it much better if it leaned into the investigative type stuff.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, I guess I guess I'll talk that and spoil. Like there was some of the. It seemed like from the trailers it was going to be like a horror thriller
Like detective movie?
horror investigative thriller / courtroom drama type thing at some points. And I was like, that's really cool. I think that can be a good thing.
I did think it was gonna be a courtroom eventually, but it wasn't.
Oh, yeah,
There's one
because
scene
the
with a
kid-
courtroom,
yeah.
or two scenes technically.
Yeah. You know what? You're right. All right, spoiler
Of course
review.
I'm right. I've never been wrong in my entire
That's
life.
the
oh wait, we
4
have to- we have to
episodes.
do
You
the
said that 4
ratings.
times. Okay, ratings. Yeah. Okay.
I'd say the devil made me do it about 6 out of 10% of the time. 6 out of 10 times out of the times. devil made me do it.
You mean 60% out of 100?
Yeah, 60% of the time, the devil made me do it all the time. I just referenced Anchorman, and I'm a fucking genius. So basically, I thought it was okay.
I'm gonna say, because I didn't see the first two, I'm gonna say the devil made me do it about 80% of the time.
Every time.
Every time. All the time. About 100% of the time, it's 80% of the time.
Oh wait, you just said all my words.
What were they?
No, I'm not gonna tell you
No.
because you can't. I can't. Can I hit you 5 times, or can Amanda hit you 5 times with the rubber band? Because Mark's.
You could only do one for one
all right,
execution.
I'm not gonna tell you what it was.
One execution.
You have to tell us what one word was, though.
Okay. Devil.
Okay, so we can't say the title. Go ahead, slap me with the
Well,
rubber
you
band.
can now.
No, because we just can we can just say devil, but we can't say the rest of the title. Well,
Yeah,
you
but
did that last time.
But that's
too.
not fair. Yeah, you did
Hit
it.
my
You
arm,
did it to
hit
me
my
last
arm.
time too.
No, I didn't. My
Can't
arm, not my
reach.
hand.
I can't reach.
What the?
Okay.
Oh, I got my fingers.
You did it wrong.
Good. Screw you. You just put the title and you waste all 5 words.
Technically, I had to omit one word because the title, the
title?
subtitle is
Did you
6.
just turn British?
You're an idiot.
The subtitle
Amanda,
is 6
what's your rating?
words.
What's your rating?
A 5.
A 5.
Yeah.
All right, that's
So
surprising.
what would you say? You didn't like it? It was okay.
It was alright. I wouldn't watch it again.
Okay.
Really?
What about so you think it was really
Based-
good or great?
Yeah, because I didn't watch the other one. I liked
Right.
it.
I was gonna say, being that I watched both of the other ones, I like them a lot better.
Yeah, because I was
than this
surprised.
one.
I
Yeah.
hate back when I was like in middle school, high school. Whenever there was like a scary movie coming out, it'd be like full of jump scares and like it was like girls and like hiding corners go like scared of things, and it's like that wasn't in this. There was like a real story, and that's what I like about scary
I think
movies.
if you watched the first one, you would have known that this suffered from not having James Wan as the director.
Okay, well I'd have to watch the first two then.
Yeah.
All right, spoiler review.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So you know how you said you wanted to complain about that one thing, but you were gonna forget. I'm gonna complain about it now. How when they were like, the only way to stop this devil woman is to break her altar. There's a whole bunch of tunnels under this town. It could
No,
be,
he said house.
no, he said.
No, he said no.
yeah.
He said under this. He said like this area or something.
Yeah,
like,
like
He
So-
said house.
area. No, he said he did not say house. He said area. At the very
that. It
least.
was under the house, but he's saying that the dad or the old guy said the
Right,
priest.
right. Oh, I could have sworn he said
No,
under
he
the
said
house.
area, and then she was like, and they're like, we gotta find it.
Oh.
And she walks in through one door. It takes 20
Yeah,
feet.
he goes, we gotta, or she goes, he goes, I don't know where it is. We have to find it. She fucking opens a door, walks 20 feet, and there she is.
It's right
and like
there.
he couldn't find that. Like he has the secret door, but he didn't know.
Also, yes, I'm like, how would her?
Yeah, but can you really blame him? It's not like you would want to go down there.
No, but like using deduction, it's like, how would how would this daughter know? So by the way, the daughter is the bad guy in
She's
this
not
movie.
scary
She's
at
the
all.
she's the antagonist. She's the devil
She looks like
worshiper.
a toothpick.
Yeah, how the father's like, she used to explore these tunnels when she was a kid. It's like, who knows where it is? Meanwhile, he's the one
Who knows where it
that showed her the tunnels. It's literally
Right.
the entrance is in his basement. That was the biggest bullshit thing.
Like that felt like when when that whole thing played out, that felt like, all right, we got 20 minutes. Let's
Yeah.
go. It's under
Yeah.
the
Like
house.
what?
Yeah.
That's how I feel like when they went to meet him. Like I didn't like that whole thing where he's like, "Oh, here are all the books and everything."
Yeah.
Like, there was really no need for that.
I'm happy he ended up being a good guy, but it was weird that he was like, I got like rapey vibes from him. Like he was trying to like touch her.
Well, you're just saying that because he was a priest, you son of a bitch.
Not at all. Listen.
Also, what's that? Remember that scene where she goes down there and she's like, priest, father? And he's nowhere to be found. And then she goes into the dark basement and then he turns the light on like a fucking
idiot.
asshole.
Like, why would he do that?
Hello?
Like, you know what you were
He
doing.
literally had no reason, and he's a good guy, so he literally
It's
had
just so they can do that scene. And make you go,
no
oh, shit.
no reason to do that. That was so stupid.
Oh yeah, this is the first time I watched a movie with Mark at his house. I've been in the movie. This is the first time I've been to his house, so I got to see how other people watch movies. And he turns the volume to 53 and then doesn't change it. And I went, oh no.
Oh my
What
god.
kind of fucking psychopath doesn't put it at an even number
Shut the-
or a 55 or a 60 or a 65? Who the fuck does that? And then you put it down to 41. I'm like, dude, this guy's off the fucking rails. I can't.
You have that OCD about that?
Yes.
Oh my
Are
god.
you a terrorist? You don't
Okay,
have...
all right. What would you do if the volume didn't show the number and it just showed the bar? Would you try to get it like half the way there and that's it?
No, I wouldn't care then.
Really?
It's not quantifiable.
It's not quantifiable.
to pinpoint.
What's
number.
the volume? It's unquantifiable.
They'd be like, oh, it's 2/3. 2/3 is
It's great. It's a great volume. But yeah, that shit was so stupid. But yeah, especially when she went down, he turned the light on, like, ooh.
Yeah,
who's
I really
that?
feel like that they could have done without him as a character. In total.
You think so?
Yeah.
I liked, like I said before, the opening scene. That was really cool. What were the opening scenes like in the first two?
they're cool. Wait, they're cooler.
They're cooler.
Well, then the first, I think what happens in the second one? I forget the second.
Yeah, that kid
don't
was crazy
remember.
though. I thought it was really cool, like how they showed him like collapsing into himself. It
You
reminded
said
me.
one of my words,
Which one?
kid.
Oh, you know what? No, the second one, the opening scene is in the second one is
Go ahead.
cooler.
Is what?
The opening scene in the second one is cooler.
Yeah, it's the
Why?
Amityville one. Right?
Yeah. The first one's pretty good, but the second one's a little bit cooler. But in the first one,
I'm not ready.
in the first here next time.
No, don't give it to
Next time-
Johnny.
Next time, what you want to do is put it like that.
No.
Oh
The
yeah.
bottom
yeah.
side.
No.
But, so in the opening sequence in the first one, it's these two girls telling the Warrens about Annabelle, right?
Okay.
And they show Annabelle like they throw her in the garbage, right? And then
Yeah.
they come back home later and there's drawing and she's sitting in the hallway and they turn around and Annabelle's fucking gone and they're like, what the fuck? And then like later and then they throw her out. And then later that night, they're just sleeping with the lights off. Why doesn't anybody
As one does.
Yeah.
Why doesn't anybody after something horrible has happened like that ever just keep the lights
you know
on?
what
They
made-
do it in the Conjuring too, which I like.
That made me think recently, like if all this shit about aliens comes true, I'm getting my family like, all right, we're all sleeping in the living room for about a month, where I'm not going to my bed alone. But yeah, you're right. It's like why the hell would they do that? It's like there's literally I'd sleep in the car. Also, you know, like how we have all these like cameras these days. How funny would it be to watch a Raggedy Ann doll just walking through your house? It's like you're
Like
not
on an
slick.
iPhone 12.
Yeah, you're not slick. You know the ads like shot on an iPhone. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, those are funny. But it's
Or
just
like the Ring.
yeah,
like,
yeah, and
cameras,
it's
that's
Annabelle walking around
Yeah.
like causing mayhem.
Talk-
Because a lot of
Talking
people
Tina.
have like in the fucking Paranormal Activity movies, every home has those like cameras in
Yeah,
their
what
house.
the hell is that?
First of all, I'm sorry, but unless you have a babysitter coming to your house, why the fuck do you have cameras in your home? It's weird.
Yeah, it is
Their
weird.
dad's a security expert. He works for the company. Hey, we got free.
It's just weird. But yeah, like I would have liked if this movie did something like that. If they had like
Really?
like a Ring camera or something.
Even though
I know
it
it's
was,
based in
like-
the 80s, I know.
Yeah.
But like something like where they set up a camera because they had the click cameras.
Oh
and
yeah,
shit.
we made that joke how like they broke into the funeral home
Yeah, and there's
because there's no alarms, no
Yeah.
cameras. They can do whatever the hell they want.
he just broke in with his cane and was like, "Let's
Yeah,
go."
that glass broke very suspiciously. By the
Yeah,
way.
It did,
well,
it
I
was
mean,
very
he did have a
soft
metal.
glass.
He did have a metal point to the
Yeah,
cane.
but that was a pretty suspicious break. The entire door was glass, and he just broke a perfect hole right next to the handle.
Can I go into more detail
Yeah, go
about
ahead.
what I thought it would have been way more interesting if it was instead of it just kind of takes. It's kind of like just a conventional horror movie, sort of, in some ways.
Yeah, yeah.
But they do some investigating, but they don't lean into it that much. And I know they have to keep it in line with the first one a little bit. But I would have liked it a lot more if it was almost like a mix of like all the President's Men 7 in the first two Conjurings. If it was just there's like this dogged investigative pursuit, and then you have like trying to find the killer type thing, like a mystery, like 7, and then you have this other, and then throw some courtroom stuff into there.
Yeah.
Because there's no scene of them like submitting proof that he ends up just getting manslaughter, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Which is, by the way, okay, like that might be the real thing. Like he might have actually got manslaughter in real life, but like this fucker in the movie flew. He floated.
Right.
It's like if that actually would have happened, he'd be like, all right, he's totally innocent. Like he
Right.
fucking
right.
flew.
Well, that's what Johnny's saying. Is like there was no like there's nothing shown in the courtroom
Yeah.
to say like what their defense was.
It should be much.
Right.
So in that case, so in real life, you got manslaughter, right?
I thought it was going to end with him like getting off. And I'm like, okay, first of all, in the context of the movie, like nice. But in real life, either two things happened, right? This guy, hold on. The two endings could have happened, right? He gets killed because he got life, right?
Yeah.
Which means that in the context of the movie, oh, an innocent person got killed or whatever. But in real life, that means he probably fucking killed the guy, right? Or if he got off completely, they fucked up big time because obviously this guy killed a guy. I found it funny. Like there's a chance that this guy was just an actual murderer. And and now like 30 years later, we're making a movie about him. He's so misunderstood.
Well, that was like the whole Amityville thing. They were going off the case that the guy was schizophrenic, so he wasn't really he wasn't accountable for his actions because he suffered a manic episode. But he was still charged, I'm pretty sure. DeFeo. His name was something DeFeo. Forgot his name.
Ryan Reynolds.
I don't, like, so if you look up, like, this court case, you look up, like, the transcripts and everything, like, does it literally talk about demons and stuff? Like, I'm going to look that up because that's public record.
That's the thing about movies that deal with, like, true stories.
But then I bet you 90% of the transcripts are trying to say that he has a mental illness.
Yeah, but if he murdered a person just outright and got manslaughter, then obviously they had to have accepted that, okay, a demon did it. Because if he was mentally insane, he'd be put away for life in a hospital. That's true. He'd be in a hospital for life. If he just murdered someone out of cold blood, he'd be in prison for life or dead, death penalty. So they had to have accepted, okay.
Yeah, but don't forget this was the 80s.
No, in the 80s it would have been worse.
Were they in the South?
80s would have been worse.
Where were they?
I'm not sure.
It was definitely the South, though.
Yeah, I think the South, because when you look at one of the maps, it looked like...
what I'm saying
no, they're in Connecticut. They're in Connecticut.
In Connecticut?
Yeah, because remember, she went to Boston. She went to college. Oh, no, her home is in Boston somewhere. They show it on the map.
Oh, right.
When he goes, why would she be 180 miles away in Boston or something like that?
What were you saying, Amanda?
Hmm?
You were saying something about the court case?
Oh, I was saying, like, in the 80s, like, they didn't really take mental illness as, like, an excuse.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. So he would get manslaughter then.
No. See, if he killed a man, just outright,
right,
they would have either killed him for, death penalty or put him away for life. The only way they could accept manslaughter is that they accept that a demon did it. Because if they said, no, it was mental illness, they would have put him in a hospital forever or put him in prison forever.
Yeah, but we're also judging this in the context of the information we got from the movie, not in real
life. That's what I'm asking.
Maybe they went like a self-defense. Because remember, we don't know how exactly it played out. Maybe it was like a self-defense thing. Or
and he also only
did
serve 5 years.
That's what I'm trying to look for. Yeah, which is crazy.
Maybe it was a lesser term. Like, you accept manslaughter on your record, but you get 5 years.
Yeah. I feel like
but if it was manslaughter, they would have had to.
How come murder is murder and manslaughter, which is less worse, is manslaughter? That sounds way worse than murder.
I'm reading to see if it's how accurate it is.
I felt that I liked the thing that I liked about the first Conjuring and the second that caught my attention was how it was the way the scenes were built.
Oh, wait.
What?
Arnie Johnson was convicted on November 24th, 1981, and sentenced to 10 to 20 years. As the movie states, he only served 5 during his sentence. The Warrens claim that David didn't have 1 demon in him, but 43. The murder scene is dramatized due to Johnson claiming to have no memory of the incident. Obviously, something was going on with Arnie. Director Michael Chavez told USA Today, "This is really an extraordinary event in his life, and so you have to kind of imagine that something had put him in that headspace, which he detached from reality." So anything we see like demonic, we're trying to imagine what the victim saw in their head, not what other people saw around them, you know. And that's why when he killed the man, that showed like his head and what was actually happening. One Gladstone family member who doesn't appear in the film, Carl Gladstone Jr., contests the entire story. In 2007, Carl disputed the 2006 republishing of The Devil in Connecticut, a book about Arnie Johnson's case. It was written by Gerald Brittle, whose primary sources were Ed and Lorraine Warren. In a 2007 statement, Carl Gladstone Jr. says that the Warrens conducted a phony story about demons in an attempt to get rich and famous at our expense. And then they told my family numerous times that we would be millionaires and the book would help my sister's boyfriend, Arnie, out of jail. I knew from day one it was a lie, but as a child, there was nothing I could really do. And there's this last thing here. Naturally, Lorraine Warren maintained the story was real. It wasn't just Ed and I. The cream.
All right.
No, that's sure. The cream of the Catholic.
I'm saying, okay.
Wait.
You're going like to the whole story.
No, there's the last part. I
Alright,
literally says
alright.
the last part. The Cream of the Catholic Church was involved, and there was tremendous documentation. She told News Times in 2007 of Miss Gladstone Jr.'s lawsuit. I was literally like, hey, this is the last thing. You're like, oh, all right. Like, we're not even listening to what I was saying? That's crazy.
But yeah, there were disputes like amongst, like around that time with, Lauren and Ed being like fake, obviously. And I think that's why I think that's why the director chose, in the Amityville horror with Ryan Reynolds to not even include them, because they had another priest. It wasn't them.
Yeah.
You know, if they wanted to keep to it based on a real story, they would have kept them. But I think they wanted to keep like the potential phoniness out of it. There was another Amityville movie too, and
Well, there
they
was like
weren't
an original
mentioned.
in like 75.
Yeah, they weren't mentioned either.
Because
they were only like a couple of the actual investigators out of like tens of 20.
Right.
So
I was saying before, the way that the scenes are built in the first two Conjuring movies is much more deftly done than it is in other horror movies today. You don't have there was one scene in this where she's in the woods and you see the hand creep back
The tree,
to
yeah.
behind the tree, and the way it's like set up, they do the cut, they're zooming in, and then finally it goes away, then it goes silent, and you can predict exactly when the thing's gonna happen. That doesn't happen in the first two Conjuring movies. And the first two Conjuring movies, it's these sequences that just build and build and build, and the further they get along, it's like this slow burning tension terror type thing. And I thought it was way more well done. I didn't see a lot of that in this.
well, that's why like with this one, I feel like there's a lot more like jump scares, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Because I could time it. Like I was like, all right, something's gonna happen. All right, something's gonna jump out. All right, something's gonna be behind them.
Exactly.
Like it's not like something out of the ordinary that makes you like scared. It's just like and the music fades and scary.
Yeah.
Huh.
And that's the thing. That's what I was concerned about when I saw that James Wan wasn't going to direct this. I'm like, oh, they're just going to make this, because I saw the Curse of La Llorona, or however you pronounce
La
it.
Llorona.
Yeah. And I saw that, and I was like, oh, this is just a horror movie.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I wanted
and then
to.
I saw that he was directing this. And
You know how like when you read the words at the end of movies to tell you like what really happened, like how we read in this movie. That when you read stuff like that, it's supposed to make you feel like, okay, so we just watched a fictional story. Let's look at like what really happened, and they didn't even do that. The fucking words lied, because it said 5 years manslaughter, and you went for 10 to 20 years.
Yeah.
And also, it just I don't know, just reading some of this stuff, it's just like
no, he served. Wait, no,
He went
He
to
was
prison.
sentenced for 10 to 20, but he served 5. That doesn't mean that it's wrong.
No, like this.
Did they say he served 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he served 5. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then he married when he was in jail.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Sent. Yeah. Okay. You only served 5. I don't know, man. I want this stuff. I don't want this stuff to be true, but I hate when we were talking about with our last guest how like people just like make the waters murky by like not being truthful.
The Fourth Kind, that movie, the alien movie, where they said this is all true. This is all true. This is all true. We have real video. This is true. Remember, this is real. And then then they don't tell you at the end that it's all fake. You have to look it up for yourself and say it's all fake.
Yeah. But like when it just comes to it being a movie, like
You said it. That's one of my words. You son of a bitch. Get him.
are you kidding me?
No, you said it.
Oh my god.
You probably said it 40 million times before that. I just wasn't paying attention.
Before you noticed.
Come on, get Amanda once. That was nothing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I
That
forgot
was
about Amanda.
nothing. Amanda's being nice to me. She's gonna
No,
get.
I'm not.
She's got. Okay. I was about to say I'm gonna make you a cake later, even though you don't like cake. Anyway, looking at it from a movie perspective, right? Just like as a film, like a fun thing to watch. Like I said, I had a good time. I think it was fun. I can't really think of anything that I was upset with, you know. Like every movie has its mistakes, but
Like what? Name one.
for every movie.
No. For this movie.
Well, so far one of the ones we said was just like how the altar was underneath the fucking house.
Okay.
That was one for me at least. And I wasn't trying to look too hard because I keep doing that with movies. Like I'm trying to stop. But I don't know. Just like I hate when I you know, like when he left without his pills and it shows you the bottle.
Yeah, it shows the bottle.
It's
I'm
like
that's like a.
come on,
obvious
man. Like come on,
foreshadowing.
bro. Like it's so stupid.
Yeah. Remember what we said 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, it's like it'd be nice if like he went there and he went to his pocket
Yeah.
and then he was like he looked up like obviously scared, and then she's like, "Oh no, I got him. Don't worry." Like that'd be okay.
Yeah.
I do like how they kept him alive though. I do like that. You know, I thought he was gonna die because
Yeah, but he died in 2006.
okay, but we're talking about the movie now.
This is based off a true story,
Shut
Mark.
the
This
hell up.
actually happened.
Shut the hell up.
They wouldn't make that stuff up.
I liked how they kept him alive. I don't know. I did. But also it's kind of weird that the daughter of the priest looked older than the priest himself.
I don't know about that.
A little bit.
She looked like she
Little
was
bit.
like 50s with some shit on her face. He looked like he was about to die in any second.
I want to know like what her life was like. Like where is she eating? Like what does she do? Where
I was,
she go to
I
the
was gonna ask that
bathroom?
too. Like,
Yeah.
how does
How does she
do
live?
people eat in this world? Like,
Yeah, what the hell?
That's funny.
Also, why did the demon that come to take her soul?
You said one of my words.
Demon?
Yeah.
Bitch. Hold on. Why did the demon, whatever, look like her?
Hold on, my feet,
What are you doing?
my feet are stuck.
Why did the demon look like her?
Her?
Yeah.
I guess at first it did. I don't know. Maybe it's probably
Because that's probably how curses go. Like it
Like she-
emanates whoever.
yeah, like
puts it.
she made the deal with it.
Yeah.
I guess so. Remember how like in the movie when she goes to hell, you're like, man, it must suck to go to hell.
Yeah, that would suck. Can
No,
you
it would
imagine
suck.
going
No,
to hell
obviously it would
forever?
suck.
Like there's no end, literally forever.
Wait,
That would
but could
suck.
you imagine she just showed up how she died? She's like backwards
Oh
and
yeah,
she's like,
yeah.
hey
You have
guys.
to do that the whole time. And then
Oh
they
man,
start throwing bees at you.
you
and
know
shit.
what like f's me up is like imagining going through that.
Oh,
Like,
you said me.
what? Everyone had to have said me once. What the hell? I'm getting effed up.
Do it for real this time. There we
Ow!
go. That's good.
Trying.
You're so mean.
Said me again.
No, mean.
Yeah, but mean was in
Doesn't matter.
Alright.
God,
It's a derivative.
I couldn't imagine going through like that contortion stuff, like and try like she was trying to stop it, like she was in pain. Like imagine going through something that you can't prevent like that. That's got to be effed up. I don't know. That's got to be scary.
I thought that was the only scary part about any scene with her character in it.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
wasn't scared.
Was when
at
she
all.
was
Oh, she wasn't
twisting,
really that scary. Yeah, no.
especially compared to like the last movie, which is The Nun. The Nun was so scary.
Yeah, that
as
thing was
opposed,
pretty. Ugh.
But what was it?
as
What do you
opposed to
mean?
this
Like, what
lady,
happened?
I was scared none of the time when she was.
I
on
was
stage.
It was
scared
just like
none of the
it was
time.
like a demonic looking nun.
She was a
Huh.
scary looking. Okay, nah, I'm not gonna explain it.
Why
Watch
not?
the movie.
She's like
Oh,
yellow,
speak
like
for yourself.
yellowish eyes, right?
No, her eyes.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the Nun movie.
The what?
I'm thinking of the Nun movie,
Oh yeah. The Nun,
which is not scary.
The
at all.
first 30 minutes of that movie are pretty good, and then it kind of gets sucky.
Yeah. But the thing that I don't know. I guess because I watched so many movies like this, I was just kind of numb to the whole thing.
Yeah. Well,
know?
it wasn't scary. It was entertaining.
But yeah, it was entertaining, I guess. But like for me, it's the same thing when it happens with to be with demons and stuff. Like there's this altar somewhere, there's this ritualistic skull hidden somewhere.
Right. Yeah.
It's nothing new, and I'm just like, all right.
I wrote down like two conventional, and it was basically the end scenes where they're at like an altar underground, and there's like a witch lady type thing.
Oh man,
Like, I've seen this in Skyrim like 200
I've
times.
seen this in Skyrim. I was gonna put the word witch, but I didn't think anyone was gonna say it.
Yeah, you didn't know which.
Well, it
word to
wasn't
put.
witch, but
You said witch, Johnny.
Said you didn't know which word to put. I made a pun.
Baphomet. They had a Baphomet statue.
They did, yeah.
A what?
Just
Baphomet.
Just a ram horn goat thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which someone on Instagram that I'm friends with just said that that's her product in the movie.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Like she casts those herself.
So if you were gonna make this movie, because how, like you said, like you keep seeing the same things over and over again,
Mhm.
the same tropes and
I
stuff.
feel like these movies. I think The Conjuring 1 and 2. They obviously have some like typical horror movie tropes, but I think that the way the actual movie is made is much smarter and different than the typical horror movie.
Oh yeah.
But this one maybe a little bit more than typical horror movies, but still it's closer to the typical ones than the two preceding it.
Do you think they'll make another one?
No.
No.
What was your question though before?
If you what would you change to make it a better horror movie?
Simplify it. Don't make it so witchy in the basement type thing. Like I don't know. I just think the simpler the better. Like someone's fucking around
Yeah.
in the woods
Like, without
with
changing-
some
yeah.
ritual that they don't know what they're saying.
Like without changing the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like someone could be fucking around like reading in tongues and like just thinking it's a joke, and all they have is a book and like a fucking crystal and sage. That's it. That's scary to me.
I just want to know who paid these.
I think it would be a good idea in the second Conjuring, right? The nun, the demon that's haunting the house, is taking like the crooked man, right? Even though they're doing a spin-off movie of that. They explained the nun and the crooked man and this Bill Livingston or whatever the guy's name was. This demon is using them. She's using she's using their form in order to mess with the kids. Like, it's all the same demon. It's not separate things that are happening. It's all the same demon. I thought a really cool idea to do with this one is if you want to make it more, like I propose, like make it more like all the President's Men 7 and the previous Conjuring movies, right? Is you have all these different, as they're investigating, you have all these different things that they run into.
Yeah.
They sort of do it a little in this, but if you really lean into the investigation stuff instead of just like, hey, let's go here. Hey, is it your daughter? Yeah. Like instead of like make it a little more, maze like, and you have all these different things that are happening, like the crooked man and this guy and this and this and this, and you find out that it's all going to this one killer that they're trying to find.
Yeah.
I think they also they kind of, and like you were saying, like I wish that more of the court was tied into it because I kind of forgot that he was on trial.
Yeah, like
I forgot he went there.
It'd be kind of cool if one of them was a lawyer, and the movies, like the Conjuring movies, were about like a lawyer that's like specializes in this stuff. Yeah. That'd be a fun book.
And what when she said about forgetting the courtroom thing, I thought the movie, like when it showed,
I did too, Johnny. Yeah.
What part? When it ends, right? And then I thought it was like at one point I was like, are they not going to go back? Like when it shows him putting the thing back in the room, I was like, are they not going to go back to the courtroom thing? Because I was not sure because we only had one scene with the courtroom.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did at least that, but yeah, I think they lost it with that. Like, it should have been he was already out of prison and this is his story.
Yeah.
Or they should have just left that part out, to be completely honest.
You know what I liked? I liked how the only other like demon kind of movie I watched was The Exorcist, and watching that now, it's actually kind of funny because it's I'm like, this is hilarious.
Don't spoil. I haven't seen it yet.
It's campy, but for the time, it was very scary.
I wouldn't say campy because I feel like that's more like I just wouldn't say campy, but it's just funny because it's like it's practical effects and listening to people say things that are just like
it's dorky.
No, not even that. Like I gotta say this one line from it. The demon girl says, fuck me. It's like, bro, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, that's not like campy or corny. That's just like ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what movie I realized a few weeks ago was the scariest movie I've ever seen? It was like the 4th or 5th time I've seen it. And it's a very cliche movie to be your scariest movie of all time.
What?
The Shining.
No.
That's not scary.
Yeah.
It is not scary.
Yeah, it is.
Not at all.
I was watching
literally
it.
It's only
laughed.
scary if you have dad
It
issues.
puts you in a fucking thing. Like, it puts you in this mood where I'm like, you fuck. Like, everything's fucking scary.
Really?
Shining's
Yes,
boring.
dude. When the fucking, the scariest part for me is when the fucking, the guy's in the room with the bear. When she's running around and you see the guy in the bear costume.
Yeah.
Freaks me the fuck out.
I barely watched the movie though. I read the book, so that wasn't
okay.
part of it.
That's a shit movie.
I tried watching it. I sat through the whole thing, but I couldn't pay attention.
That's
That's
just because you like Stephen King.
I don't like the movie at all.
What do you mean that's just because I like Stephen King?
Because Stanley Kubrick famously detracted from the book, and he even put in the movie, in the beginning of the book, it's like a yellow car.
Yeah.
It's like a yellow car that's driving the family. He made it red. And then later in the movie where Scatman Carruthers is driving to the Overlook Hotel, you see a yellow car that was like crushed by a big truck. And that was basically Kubrick's way of saying, this is my fucking movie, buddy. And Stephen King hated the movie.
What a piece of shit.
No, fuck you. It's his movie.
But it's his fucking story.
Stephen King made a Shining TV series that was more faithful to the book, and nobody fucking watched it.
Oh yeah, I think I knew that. Weren't they gonna remake it? Let's not talk about The Shining. Anyway,
they did a sequel, Dr. Sleep.
Yeah, what I was gonna say though is after watching The Exorcist and being like, this is like it's like funny. It was cool like seeing like new ways like the movies are like showing exorcists or exorcisms, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like they have one now. Like our generation has like exorcism movies, and I thought that was cool. Like I'm not used to seeing something. I also think it's funny, or not really funny or weird or anything, but like how most people these days, at least, I feel like most people that watch these movies aren't very religious, but they're all about like Bible this, Bible that, God save, Jesus save, which is great, of course, whatever you believe in. But it's funny because like no one, you know, I don't think anyone that watches movies cares, but like they don't realize what's going on.
I saw that when I was watching the first Conjuring, where they're like, God will save us and stuff like that, and like I'm sure the movies aren't like the movies they're
not heavy-handed.
They have
or anything.
religious people in them, but the movie itself isn't like it's not like a Christian movie.
No,
like,
no, of course not. Yeah.
But I'm surprised nobody's come for it. I'm like, can you believe this?
Yeah,
You know,
no,
like,
yeah. I'm
somebody on Twitter.
Yeah, like when did like fucking religion become like so bad?
Well, it's only Christianity, don't you know that?
Yeah, they hate it's because it's the most prominent in like America. They're like we gotta hate this because most people are this.
That's the other thing is like I wish that maybe once like they would show like something like an exorcism happening or some sort of possession. Well, they did the one called The Possession. They used I think it was like a Jewish family.
Yeah.
So, but I would really like if it was like a pagan, like people who already believed in that, you know, like pagan or Wicca or something like that, and they're trying to like, you know, get their, you know, the person being unpossessed like through their Wicca shit, you know, like not Christianity or something. Because I feel like you said that's always the case.
I'd have to do some research or reading about other religions doing exorcisms or other religions doing like cleansing. So I don't know. You're right. I don't know anything about other religions except for Christianity.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that face?
Huh?
What's that face?
No, I was thinking of a joke.
Go ahead, say the joke.
It's a bad one.
No, come on, Johnny. Go ahead, say the joke.
If you're not gonna say it, I'm gonna continue.
What do you call it when you what do you call it when you cut your ex-girlfriend with scissors?
What?
An exorcism.
That was horrible.
Yeah,
That
I didn't want to say it. You made me. Exorcism.
It made you laugh.
I didn't laugh. I smirked.
All right, man, continue.
No, I was just gonna say like in the Possession movie,
Yeah.
that family, they had what was called a Debit Box, and that's a form of possession because if you open it, it's like Pandora's box, like the fucking shit like will like possess you or follow you.
I definitely want to read some books on this because like I want to see like real cases and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I would say, obviously the Amityville is pretty obvious, but there's other ones around.
I guess like not even like books about like events, but maybe like about someone's practice, like someone studying it. You know, like things about like psychic stuff and like what's it called?
Like
remote
demonology.
viewing and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's like all in the same realm as this, and like I want to like know about it.
Yeah.
But it gets such a bad name, and it's like I don't know, man. If the FBI was doing stuff with it, it's got to be kind of true. So like I want to know like. And I feel like the movie does like a good job of getting people like me interested. Not that that was probably their mission, but what?
You know, it'd be a fun movie to make, and it's like an Inglorious Bastards type alternate history thing. Fucking Ed and Lorraine Warren go to Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh my gosh, that would be incredible.
And they're like, "Is this the devil, or what is this?" Like, we don't know what the fuck this is.
Bro, that would be so good. You got to pitch that to Netflix right now. You got to be like The Conjuring, but Skinwalker Ranch.
Dude, like somebody do a movie on Skinwalker Ranch. That's way better.
You know,
Try to explain Skinwalker Ranch.
It'd be so cool if they did that because like every second of the movie, the audience would be like, was that supposed to be an alien? Was that a ghost? Was that
It
a
would
demon?
change every time.
Was that, or is it all fucking 12 of these things? Like, what is it?
That would be a good movie. I like movies that like try to just explain. Like I forget what fucking movie did it. Like a movie that just tries to explain everything. Not like not like a villain unleashing his plan. Like somebody who tries to reveal. Like, oh yeah, this is what the universe is, and there's actually control mechanisms that we do this with this and that. Like, it's hard to explain, but it's easier. I mean, if you have a movie, it's easier to explain. But that'd be a good movie, and where to just explain everything in a movie.
That would just be like a documentary.
Like a theory of everything.
But
like at the
for a
end.
Skinwalker Ranch thing, or just for anything?
But not like a real actual trying to make a theory of everything in reality. Like, but in this universe, it's these interdimensional whatever, and like it's like almost like a comedic way.
Oh, okay.
As you can tell, I'm not very good at articulating.
Yeah,
ideas and words.
I don't really know what you mean, but I know what you mean. But
Let
I
me
can't
look up movies. Hold on.
I can't picture what you want. I know what you mean, but I can't picture what you want. That would be funny though. It'd be cool to see like these characters at Skinwalker Ranch. I feel I'm upset though that it's like that it's not as true. Like that one thing we just read, how like the person what
Like so in the movie Soul, they
cartoon?
basically explain like basically everything at like the bottom of reality.
Okay.
How the mechanisms of death and the afterlife and pre-life or whatever work. You can do that with Skinwalker Ranch.
You're talking about the cartoon, right?
Yeah.
I never saw it.
Fucking cowards. One of the best movies of 2020.
I have to watch it.
You know, it's a really good movie that I think it's not like The Conjuring. It's not like, here's a person who's possessed,
Yeah.
but more or less like it fucks you up with like how you I don't know, like how you would go about like if you're lost somewhere and then something else unexplainable happens.
Yeah.
As
yeah,
above,
yeah.
so below.
Yeah, that was cool.
Catacombs movies.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I love Chronicle. That's an older movie.
Josh
Like
Trank.
What?
Josh Trank.
Yeah, it's like 2012, and then Grave Encounters. That's a good one.
You showed me that one, right?
Mhm.
I
By Tribeca Film.
know you mean. I like
Because I like stuff like that like
Do you like the found footage films, or is that like your thing?
I don't mind them if they're good. Like I only like the Blair Witch 3. I don't like the first 2. Because those are found footage.
Yeah, I've never heard anything good about Blair Witch ever.
The third one's the best one.
I've never.
Hey, how many Blair Witch movies did they make?
3.
They made 3.
There's the first original, then there's the second one that I feel like it's a joke. Like it's these people investigating because of the Blair Witch, and they're making like a joke out of it, and then they get like fucked up. But
Wait, okay, so it says Blair Witch Project 1999. Then it says Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2.
Yeah.
And then there's Blair Witch 2016 and Blair Witch 2019.
I don't know.
That might be. They made a video game.
I don't know what the 2016 is, but 2019.
Are you sure the 19 isn't the video game?
Are you talking about the remake?
Yeah.
Oh no, the Blair Witch 2019 is the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was made in 16.
2016.
Yeah, that's the best one in my opinion. Grave Encounters is fucking amazing. There's 2 of them.
Oh, I remember Grave Encounters. Though. That was pretty good. That was cool. I have a problem with found footage films because if I'm gonna watch a found footage film, I want you to be honest with me. We all know it's not true. We all know this footage is redone or fake or whatever.
However,
Wait, hold on. I don't like in found footage films when at like the end of them they go like the guy goes crazy and it was all real. Look it up now. Like this was real footage that we put inside the player. It's like no, it wasn't.
But however, I do like how Grave Encounters, unlike The Conjuring, made it so the first Grave Encounters
Yeah.
wasn't, said to be real, right? So it was just this thing that happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Found footage, whatever. And then all it said at the end was, I think that like the people were never, like they never returned home or something like that, or one of the guys. And then the second one, which I wish The Conjuring did, was they were like going off of it. Like they were just like, hey, we heard of this thing like going on. Like we're going to try to investigate it ourselves.
Yeah.
Because Grave Encounters and Blair Witch both did that. And I think that was really cool.
Yeah.
That's just them trying to make it more real. And I do like that,
I feel like horror stuff should only if you can do it right. I don't want any fakers out there. I feel like horror stuff should, unless like anything that's like claimed to be true, like for found footage stuff, should be left to YouTubers. Like exploring like that stuff.
like Marble Hornets.
Yeah,
know
like
what that is?
you probably talked to me about that
It
before.
was about Slender Man when it was really big.
But like, what's that? What's that eye for?
You want YouTubers?
Only for found footage
Yeah.
stuff. Like I don't want
YouTube
someone.
pages, not YouTubers.
I don't want someone to be like to
Not
to
Jake
give
Paul.
me a movie and says and all this footage was real when it was clearly scripted.
Right.
I'd rather watch a 20-minute YouTube video about them exploring that haunted house or exploring the mines or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, Marble Hornets was like that.
Yeah.
It's literally that, like a whole thing, and they didn't really describe what it was about, which is cool. Like they're
Yeah.
not like, hey, this is about Slender Man. Like you have to watch them to fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Have you ever seen like the theory that in the first Blair Witch it isn't a witch at all? It's just her two friends trying. Spoiler: it's just her two friends trying to kill her.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and actually the way it all is summed up, like the way they kind of explain it,
It makes sense.
it's pretty fucking obvious. Like everything that happens, the two friends just could have done when she was sleeping, or like there's a scene at the end
Yeah.
where he goes, because the other friend's gone, right? He
Wait. So
vanishes.
there's a group of people in this movie, right?
Right, there's 2 guys and a girl.
And they're
Okay.
hiking.
And they go out to do this film project, and all of a sudden these weird things occur, like these rocks form
Yeah.
out, like, and they're like, "Who the fuck did
And the
this?" They
2
see-
guys are doing it to
yeah,
a girl.
and then they lose the map, right? But you don't. And when in the movie, when you're watching it, you just think it's a witch or something, like something
Yeah.
freaky in the woods. But when you watch it in the context of through the perspective of this theory, at the end, right? One of the friends disappears. Like we don't know where he fucking is. They're getting really scared, and the remaining guy and the girl go into the house while she's filming everything, and he goes, "I'm going upstairs!" Like he yells it, even though she's right behind him.
Yeah.
That would be a way for him to let the other friend know who actually is in the house. That and the final scene is just like the guy standing against a wall, and then she gets hit from behind. But that could just be a guy. Like there's nothing supernatural that really happens.
And that's all. And then like in the third movie, they go. I don't even count the second one because I fucking hate it. Stupid. And like in the third one, they found that film footage of like him facing the wall. And then the third one is a group of people trying to find this place because it was originally called something else in the woods. And then
Do they see the witch? Do they show it?
briefly, yeah. And what she is very creepy, like very scary looking. Looks like a twig lady, like a branch lady thing. But
Skyrim.
But no, so the one group, you know, they're 2 different groups of people like that met each other through this because they met each other. One had information that the other one needed, so they both went into this group hike to try to find it. And then partially through it, like the one group was like, "Yo, like you guys are fucking with us, like fucking stop."
Yeah.
You know, so it makes a lot of sense. But anyway, with the Conjuring, I kind of wish that like they tied it in more realistically.
Yeah, at this one, I was like, they're not even trying to
Yeah.
convince you.
They were just like, "Hey, here's a court scene, and oh, hey, here's what happened at the end."
It's kind of like the Fast and Furious movies. They started with truckers stealing DVD players or something, and now they're going to space. It's like
It's so fun.
We don't care
you
anymore.
know what's so funny about? I don't know why are we talking about Fast 9. Really quick.
Go, because we're gonna end it soon.
All
We got
right,
like
in the trailer.
6 minutes.
In the trailer, John Cena goes, "I've been living in your shadow my entire life, Dom," but he was like a super agent, right? Why would a super agent be shadowed by a guy who steals DVD players and works at a mechanic shop? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Also, Dom Toretto's the best fighter in the world. He has no training. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
There's a really sorry, I'm just looking at the computer, but the Blair Witch 3, there's a really cool scene in it, and like I don't want to spoil it. But
yeah, no worries.
it's really
The
fucking
witch looks
cool.
fucking scary.
Yeah, she is.
I-
She runs like this.
That is really creepy. I don't know. Well, okay, so like, what do you guys like about movies like this? Do you like when it's like fantastical, like a Blair Witch with an actual witch? Do you like when it's like another example?
I just want it to be something different.
Like when the demon came out and like actually like sucked the soul out, or do you like it where it's just as like the demon stuff is real, but it's more practical, where it's like more of a court case thing where you don't see anything happening, but you can't explain this stuff.
I think I have a good way to explain this. The way this ended with them going into this weird thing, and there's like an altar and there's a witch and stuff like that. The way this kind of wraps up, and for horror movies, felt the same way that the final battle involves a blue light shooting into the sky for superhero movies.
Can you give me an example?
Like every superhero movie ends with a blue laser shooting into the sky.
So you mean just like it's obvious?
Right, like Iron Man, Suicide Squad, Man of Steel, like all those movies end with they always resort to that thing, right?
Okay.
This like that thing, that trope that you've seen 100 times before, and this is what that did at the end.
Did it?
We were just talking about how the thing at the end with the altar and
Yeah.
stuff like that is so conventional. We're just talking about how conventional it is. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you said like the same thing occurs in each movie.
Yeah. The only
Like,
thing
literally.
Not in this trilogy, but this
Yeah.
devolved into the typical horror movie where
It's like
the way it was
Hive
made
mind
and the
kinda
way it
thing.
ends. The
Like-
way yeah.
you know, like an Iron Man, he had to destroy the ship and it killed all the monsters. like that kind of thing. Which like
No, that's the Avengers.
you know what I mean. I'm just saying how Iron Man had to do that though.
Right.
Yeah. So you're saying like the altars like
Avengers, blue light in the sky.
Yeah.
Opens a portal. Yeah.
Okay. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say like I was surprised that there wasn't one, but all she was missing was a Ouija board.
Yeah.
Wait, did the first one have a Ouija board?
So do you
The
guys?
second one did.
One of them did. I forgot.
But so
which.
do you guys like rather like it more based in like realism, or do you like the fantastical part of it?
Like, I don't have a problem with it being not realistic, because nothing's realistic with that shit. But I'd rather there be some more creativity
Yeah.
than just the textbook, hey, we know there's a demon. Okay, let's find the person who's summoning it. Okay, let's kill it. Okay, now we're done.
Yeah.
Right. like the problem is you can get fantastical, but for this movie, the more fantastical it got, the more conventional.
It had to become.
Right. The more you're like, I've seen this before.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've never really, I don't know, I'm not a big horror guy. I don't like sit around and watch horror. I know you do. Amanda?
To be honest, I wouldn't even consider this horror.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what genre this would be. I'm like you said, I probably wouldn't watch it. That's the thing with horror. I'd never want to watch it again. Not because I'm scared, but it's like, I don't have to watch it again. I've seen it once. I'm it's not gonna do much more for me. But I guess that's why like they're cheap movies to make. So like there's so many of them. But overall, I had a good time. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't watch the first two. I'm not a big horror guy to begin with. So it was a nice treat for what I usually do. Any last words?
Dude, I fucking got through this with only taking one shot.
You did.
I'm so happy
I
right
didn't
now.
have to take any.
Dude, what the fuck? How many did you say? Hold on. Did Amanda say devil made me do it at all?
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
You
I
didn't
said
say-
demon. I said devil. I didn't say
I
Never
devil. I
said me
demon.
do it.
I had demon on my list, but then Johnny got me for
The
saying
ones
it.
left on mine are summon, Satanist, and cult.
God, Amanda had really good words that no one would ever say. That's awesome.
What do you mean? There was Satanism in it.
I had
Stupid, and he
my
summoned
my
things.
leftover ones were blood, possessed, and killed.
Oh, Mark, I gotta show you this picture at the end.
All right.
It's your profile, but I
Somebody
screenshotted it
definitely-
when
you
with
definitely
69
said killed.
subscribers.
Oh, that's awesome. Johnny screenshot when I got hit 69 subscribers. That's about it. All right. Hey, that's it. Anything else?
Oh,
No,
my
we're good?
movie recommendation.
Oh my God, we always forget.
Fuck.
We always forget.
Shit. All right. How about?
If you got nothing,
All the President's Men. Since we're talking about this.
okay.
All the President's Men. It's one of those movies where it makes sort of this seemingly mundane thing of investigating and looking through documents, stuff like that. It makes it very thrilling. It's a piece of history. It's such a good movie that not only it depicts history, but it's become history in and of itself. So that's directed by Alan J. Pakula, written by the great William Goldman, who's my favorite screenwriter. Came out in 1976. It's 2 hours and 14 minutes long.
Jeez. It's a big one.
So yeah, go watch that. It's a great movie.
All right, go watch that, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode for Loki.
It's gonna be low key, so
It's gonna be a little,
not that many people.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. We will see you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.
See ya.